welcome to Exist to Live Fitness. I'm your wellness personal trainer, and I'm going to copy a couple of things that people are not covering when it comes to Dr. Oz. Of course, you know, he's recently gotten some crap tossed towards him. It may have been self-caused, but yeah, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna cover some things that a lot of people may not be covering. See you in a bit. Alright, let's get into this. Nobody has your exact situation. With that being said, nobody takes the same medications. Nobody reacts the same way to fruits, veggies, and grains, all that kind of stuff. For example, some people are deathly allergic to peanuts. Some people aren't. So it's like what Dr. Oz is saying, you know, it's stuff that's worked for like him and his family and I guess like patients of his, but it doesn't mean that it works for everybody. So yeah, nobody has their exact situation. Media is bought and sold to you. So with that being said, all the information that you're getting off CNN, TMZ, even your local news networks, it's bought and sold to you. A lot, I don't know about how your news station is, but here in Houston, Texas, there are actually some news stations that offer cash rewards or cash prizes if you submit pictures or you have information that leads to, you know, not only like a robbery or a criminal or anything like that, but you know, just info as well. You get a cash prize. So it's like a lot of the information that you are fed is bought and sold to you from one media source to another. We are so gullible as people, willing and ready to jump on any bandwagon without self-research. We're always willing and wanting to get the next new thing. We simply can't get info fast enough. Why? Why do you think we text and we drive, you know? Like, shit wasn't like this back then, you know? We can't get enough, you know? We always want the fucking latest shit, always. We don't think of the after effects until it's too late. So what I'm pretty much saying is that whatever is shiny and packaged, you know, and looks sweet to us, you know, bam, we instantly believe it, you know, and that's the next thing that we want, you know. We aren't satisfied and happy with what we already have. We are so insanely open-minded and gullible to whatever is fed to us, you know. If something sounds good and it sounds too good to be true, we're not dismissing it. We're just saying, okay, why don't I try that? You know, it works for this person, it'll work for me. That is not always the case, you know. A lot of stuff that Dr. Oz, you know, advertises or, you know, suggests, you know, you can't just go buy it just because, you know, it's the latest new craze or whatever. It may not work for you. It may work for your brother, your sister, your mother, whatever. It may have no effect for you, so you're just gonna waste your money and put something inside your body that you don't even know how it's gonna react. What sense does that make? This is a quote from, I'm not gonna quote it like word by word, but this is a quote from Bruce Lee, you know, one of my fucking idols. It says, the more things are heard, the more often they are believed to be true. With that being the case, you know, that's usually typically how rumors get started, especially around the office. The more and more people hear things, the more and more they believe it. It isn't too often that people actually go to the horse's mouth and go to the source to understand, you know, what's going on. You know, they believe, you know, being that they've gotten information from what they believe to be a credible source, they believe it to be true. No one's gonna give you like original content more than actually going to the source, you know, and researching and doing something yourself. You know, like, no one's gonna pay more attention to your body but you. You know, you may have a physician or a doctor or whatever, you know, they see you, they're on to the next one, but no one's gonna pay attention to your body like you, like yourself. Next one. Doctors aren't God, they're human. We crown them for their achievements, but their shit still stinks as well, you know. They still shop at Walmart, they still fart, they're not perfect. Medicine and cures are the only are the only source that we have, we're fucking in trouble, you know? If medicine and cures are left to them, are left to physicians, doctors, nurses, whatever, are left to only them, we are in trouble. We are fucking screwed. We can't leave it to just them. We gotta do our part as well. That's why I often tell people, in my opinion, with the whole Holocaust thing, with slavery and all that, back then, you fucked up the future, in my opinion. You, when, you know, all these people were murdered and you know, were sacrificed and everything, we killed the cure for cancer. You know, we cured diabetes. I mean, we killed the cure for diabetes. You know, we ruined all of this, you know, in my opinion. Not saying that it still can't be found or whatever, but it's like we set ourselves backwards by so much by these catastrophic events in our history, you know, that you typically have to do your own research to find out about in the first place. The reason why I say that, the reason why, you know, I refer to slavery and the Holocaust and all that is simply because, you know, when there's mass murders, when you get rid of people, you get rid of ideas, you know. So you can have 3 people and they all, you know, it's the possibility of them coming up with 3 completely different ideas is possible, but you know, but like, why eliminate that, you know? So in my opinion, I think, you know, we destroyed a lot of ideas, but that's just my opinion. So with what I was saying earlier, you know, gods aren't human, you know. You can look up to them if they want, but they are not perfect. Everything they say is not set in stone. Doctors make mistakes too. Doctors get sued for malpractice millions, if not billions of dollars every single year, you know. They suggest this particular medicine, and then, you know, a month or so later, you see this medicine on recall, or, you know, if you've had this medicine, call this 1-800 number and all this other stuff, you know. Like, you got to take it with a grain of salt, you know. It's not set in stone. I register patients every single day, and they have the choice to get diagnosed, you know, get a second opinion there and get treatment, or go on to a different facility. Just because they come there doesn't mean like it all ends there. That's their go-to route, you know. I registered a patient today and they wanted, you know, just to get a second opinion, to get, you know, they want to put everything on the table. That way they have everything lined up and all their sources that they can go to and see what's best for them. They wanted to see other, you know, forms of treatment other than like chemo and radiation and all that crap. Next one. Dr. Oz claims not to endorse products attached to his statements. However, there's no way he's unaware of his influence in the media, you know. He says, you know, well, this particular brand, you know, linked to my video and said that I said this and that for their brand, but I didn't. You know, there's no way that he doesn't know his influence on the media. I mean, come on, there's like cameras, and he has a whole film crew, a whole studio, a studio audience, you know. It's like, this is entertainment, you know. Take this also with a grain of salt, you know. This is being bought, you know. It's like the camera crew, they're being paid. Dr. Oz is being paid. The audience there, I'm sure there's a light that goes on to tell them when to applaud, you know. It's like, I've been in a studio audience of a TV show, a local TV show here in Houston, you know, and it's like, that's how it was, you know. They have people that they pick from the audience, they put makeup on and all that stuff when they go, you know, into like, to speak with the host of the show or whatever. And they also have lights, you know, that tell you when to applaud. And they pretty much prep the audience before the show starts. That's a little behind the scenes fact if you didn't know. If doctors knew everything, every single thing, if doctors knew it all, there would be no use for nurses, nurse practitioners, and nutritionists, you know. It would be pointless. Why would doctors need nutritionists? You know, if they knew everything. There's something that they aren't getting, you know. It's like they're trained in other aspects, but they aren't trained in that. So it's, my whole thing is, doctors don't know everything. If they did, there would be no need for alternate sources. Often, doctors make poor nutrition decisions for themselves. Why can't I say that? Often, doctors make poor nutrition decisions for themselves simply because they're a slave to their jobs, you know? Like, they may work 14 hours out of the day, 15 hours out of the day, and, you know, they simply do not have time to, you know, go home and cook, because you know they're going home because they're tired. Chances are, you know, they're going home straight to fucking sleep. You know, they don't have time to, you know, make a home cooked meal and cut up and prep and all this kind of stuff. So a lot of times they eat fast food. You know, they're practicing this. I mean, they're teaching this, but yet when they go home, they're doing the complete opposite. You know, so it's like, even with nurses, you know, they work crazy hours, you know, at like possibly different institutions, different hospitals. Same thing with physicians. So whenever they're hungry, they just go and grab something, because they don't know when they're gonna get a call or emergency from a patient or anything like that. So it's grab and go with them. So a lot of them, a lot of nurses, a lot of doctors that you see are often overweight. I'm gonna wrap this up. The last thing that I wrote down is, this all happened to Dr. Phil, MTV's Dr. Drew, and it'll continue to happen. Why? Because we allow it to. There's money involved to produce entertainment. So with that being said, yeah, this crap's going on with Dr. Oz. Won't be the last that you hear of this, I promise you. There's going to be some new physician, some new hip young doctor that, you know, that's trendy or whatever, and the same shit's going to happen. Or it won't be a physician, and it'll be a particular product or a type of food or whatever, superfood, you know, that people claim to have this effect, just to find out later on that it's gonna fuck us all. With that being said, this is Exist Live Fitness. Hope I helped. If I did, give me a thumbs up. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. If you want, you can email me at existlivefitness@gmail.com. And my whole point in this was to open up your mind and show you that you can't go off what people tell you, and to do your own research. If you don't know me, get to know me. Talk to you later. Peace.